Get mantra and meditation MP3s at jasongallant.ca.
I just had somebody ask me about how to drop their history, meaning they had done things in the past that they could not forgive themselves for, and they were wondering, how to do this, like how, or is it okay that they weren't perfect in their life? And is enlightenment possible for them even though they have somehow committed atrocities and so forth? Or is healing even possible? Now, depending on how long you have been here and how many videos you have tuned into, you probably know the answer to this question. You see, the history that someone lives, yes, there is repercussion in the physical world. There are real consequences of mistakes, and we all have experienced them at maybe different extremes. But in the end, when you stop living through story, you drop your history and the suffering that goes with it. So when I've spoken about connecting to your heart, I've always said that when the mind is busy, when you are living in stories and memories and you're living in the past or living in the future, constantly referencing your identity through your ideas of yourself, right? You're constantly stuck in this story, and there's a lot of good stories and bad stories. They're all kind of collaborating together, each justifying the other and keeping you stuck. But when you drop the story, when you sit here and you breathe, you allow the mind to quiet, then the heart speaks. And at first, it may roar like a lion. Perhaps there is grief there. Perhaps there's anxiety or boredom or shame. All sorts of icky feelings. You see, that the things that were not allowed to come forward because the mind was dominating the show. But when the mind stops hogging all of the attention, especially your own, then these other forces, these energies can come forth to the foreground. And the challenge of that is that what most people do is they start to feel some of these flavors of suffering. And then they start to fabricate a story of why that suffering is there. And that keeps it stuck, crystallized in a loop, almost like a photograph. It's like a snapshot, and bang. And you can always access that snapshot and experience that same pain over and over again. And that's what we call suffering. So at that point, when those superficial sufferings come to the surface, that's when you again discipline yourself and not allow the mind to travel into a convincing story of why that suffering is there. You destroy those stories one by one, like Shiva, the destroyer. That's what Shiva's really destroying, is stories, untruths, lies, right? You destroy these. And what you'll notice is that when you are truly with these feelings, these sensations, that they start to transform and evolve into your bliss. And this takes time, but just keep meeting them and dropping the story over and over again. It's like you're a great salesperson and you won't take no for an answer. And you keep knocking on the door of the divine. Right? You just keep showing up. Sometimes the door is nice, sometimes the door is not so nice. But you drop the story and experience. And don't try to manipulate the experience. Don't try to change it. Don't try to meddle with it or to justify why it should be different. Be fully in unconditional love with it. It's an unconditional relationship. And something wondrous happens from that as you continue to discipline yourself to meet life, to meet the source of life itself, which came from inside of you. That doorway that you slid through, right? You came from somewhere. So through meeting what is within you, you are also meeting God. In this place, there's no history. There's no past and no future, and nothing to be forgiven. There just is. And the longer you sit in this place, the more space between you and these stories will develop. When you come back out of this meditation experience, you'll notice that those stories that were being taken so seriously before are not quite as pronounced. As the mind becomes busy, it tries to come up with convincing arguments to remain in the story, remember to breathe. See even the noise of the truck going by. It won't be distracting if you are truly breathing. And the breath is a great way to start your meditations if you struggle with the mind being busy. Just start with 5 or 10 minutes of just deep breaths. Nothing strenuous, just nice and easy. Just deep in and then exhale slowly, just like that. And you'll notice that this breath almost works to stimulate on a very subtle level the movement of these energies that are stuck and the stories that keep them in place. So I hope this helps you on your spiritual journey. Take care for now.
Are you interested in working with a spiritual teacher in a formal setting? Well, perhaps the Wisdom Life School is for you. If you're interested in checking out what the Wisdom Life School is all about, just go to aratima.com.